Look up at the night sky and everything you see is a lie of sorts. The stars look small, friendly, decorative, little lights hung up for our benefit. But every one of those points is a furnace larger than anything the human mind can truly picture, burning at distances that make the word far feel like a joke. And scattered among them, invisible, are objects so strange that for 200 years, the smartest people alive refused to believe in them. This is the story of the black hole. And the first thing to understand is that nobody went looking for it. The idea showed up uninvited. It arrived, in fact, as a piece of arithmetic. In 1783, an English clergyman named John Mitchell was thinking about escape velocity. Throw a ball upward and it comes back. Throw it faster, it goes higher. Throw it fast enough, and it never comes back at all. Every planet and star has its own escape speed, set by its mass. And Mitchell asked a simple, devastating question. What if a star was so massive that its escape velocity exceeded the speed of light? Light itself would leap off the surface, slow, stop, and fall back down, like a fountain in the dark. The star would still be there, still burning, but utterly invisible. He called them dark stars. And here is the eerie part. Mitchell was working with Newton's physics, which turned out to be wrong in exactly the ways that matter here, and he still got the answer basically right. He even suggested how you might find one, by watching for visible stars that wobble, tugged by an unseen companion. That is more or less how black holes were eventually found. A country parson with a quill pen sketching the ghost 2 centuries before anyone could catch it. The idea then went to sleep for over 100 years. It woke up in the worst possible place. In 1915, Einstein published General Relativity, a new theory of gravity. Gravity, he said, is not a force pulling things around. It is the shape of space and time themselves. Massive objects bend the fabric, and everything else simply follows the curves. Within weeks, a German physicist named Karl Schwarzschild read the theory and solved its equations for a simple case, a single, round mass sitting alone in space. He did this while serving on the Russian front of the First World War. He mailed his solution to Einstein from a battle zone, and he was dead within months, taken by a disease he contracted at the front. But hidden inside his solution was something monstrous. Compress any object below a certain size, and the equations stop behaving. Space folds in on itself. A boundary appears, a radius of no return. Cross it, and every path forward, every possible future direction points inward. Not because something grabs you, because inward becomes the only direction that exists. Time and space, in a sense, trade places. Falling toward the center becomes as unavoidable as next Tuesday. Einstein hated this. He spent years arguing that nature would never actually permit such a thing. Most physicists agreed. The math was treated like a crack in a windshield, real, but surely not structural.
If you enjoy these videos, do check out our mobile app. Treehorn makes audio shows like this every morning. We also cover tech news, politics, entertainment, and more. Treehorn is available on both iPhone and Android. Now, back to the show.
Then, in 1939, Robert Oppenheimer, yes, that Oppenheimer, showed that it was structural. When a massive star exhausts its fuel, nothing can hold it up. It collapses and does not stop. The monster in the math was a prediction, and still no one wanted it. The thing didn't even have a name until the 1960s, when the physicist John Wheeler popularized the phrase black hole, a name so blunt and so perfect it made the idea impossible to ignore. What finally settled the argument was the sky itself. Astronomers found a star in the constellation Cygnus whirling around an invisible partner, an unseen mass gorging on the star's outer layers and screaming in X-rays as the material spiraled in. Mitchell's wobbling star found at last. Since then, the evidence has become overwhelming. Gravitational waves, actual ripples in space-time, detected from black holes colliding over 1 billion light-years away. And in 2019, a photograph. A ring of orange fire around a void, 55 million light-years from Earth, a black hole with the mass of 6.5 billion suns. Humanity took a picture of a hole in the universe. So, what is a black hole really? It is not a vacuum cleaner. It does not roam around eating things. Replace the sun with a black hole of equal mass, and Earth's orbit would not change at all. It would just get very cold and very dark. A black hole is simply matter compressed past the point of no return, a region where gravity has won so completely that the exit doors are gone. And at its center, the equations predict a singularity, a point where density becomes infinite and physics as currently written simply gives up. Most scientists suspect that's a sign the theory is incomplete, not that infinity truly lives there. The event horizon, meanwhile, isn't a surface or a wall. It is just a line in space. You could cross it and at that exact moment notice nothing. No alarm, no jolt, only the quiet mathematical fact that the rest of the universe is now somewhere you can never go. There is one more turn of the knife.
Stephen Hawking showed that black holes should slowly evaporate,
Leaking faint radiation over unthinkable spans of time, until, perhaps, they vanish entirely. Which raised a question physicists still fight about. When a black hole disappears, what happens to everything it swallowed? Is the information destroyed forever? Something the laws of physics are supposed to forbid? Nobody knows. The universe, it seems, keeps some of its receipts hidden. And that is the strange gift of the black hole. It began as an embarrassment, a glitch nobody wanted. It turned out to be a doorway to the deepest open questions we have. Okay, deep breath. What was all of that about? Every direction points inward. Time and space trade places. Who approved this universe? Somewhere out there right now, there is an object the size of a city with more mass than 1 million suns, and the official scientific position is, yeah, don't cross the line. Anyway, sleep well. Like and subscribe.